Okay, is anyone of you doing the recording?
Yeah, we are doing recording.
Uh, please, can you email me today's recording?
Today's recording. Okay, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Because Shilpa is not there and she has asked for recording. If I record, it will consume a lot of memory and things will be slow because I'm already sharing screen and all those stuff.
Okay, not a problem.
So just send me after the meeting, please. So okay, let's go to where we stopped yesterday. So we started section 3, which talked about all the shipping related stuff. We did some settings on the ECC side yesterday. We created warehouse on the EWM side. We, carried out all this, completed the remaining settings on the EWM side yesterday. And we did analyze, all the settings required for shipping. And now we'll try to, you know, uh, do some shipping. And while we shift, we try to understand some um, concept in EWM, like how plants and store location are identified in EWM and your shipping points. Okay, so if you see on a screen, when you shift a plant, okay, it creates a supply chain unit in EWM. Okay, so plant 1000 creates a supply chain unit. Can create a supply chain unit PL 1000 if you have activated, the body to have a suffix prefix. Okay, then your shipping point, if you save it, it is going to create a supply chain unit again with the prefix SP if we had implemented that body. If we don't implement it, then plant will be 1000, and yeah, shipping point also when we say 1000, then it is going to create an issue because of location, that we discussed. So what we are going to do is we have a different name for plant and different name for shipping point. So what we will do is we create a plant, okay, and shift plant, which will be in the name of 8000, and we will be shifting the shipping point, which will be in the name of SP80. Okay, so we'll shift this, and there are certain settings which we need to do after shifting. Okay. So today we are going to do our first shipping, but today our shipping will not be for master data. It will be for the org structure elements. Okay. So if you want to know what is, okay, same in the way, if you shift a customer, it is going to create a business partner. If you shift a vendor, it is going to create a business partner. That already we have seen. So if you see, this shipping, they create this entries automatically. So a supply chain unit with business attributes of I and V, it represents a plant. Okay, a shipping point with business attributes RO represents a receiving office. That means we have a good receiving point and good issuing point, right? Our shipping point. So in our case, we have we are using the same shipping point for good receiving also and good issue also. Okay, but you might come across with some companies, they have a different point for receiving, different for uh, shipping. So in that case, the shipping point from where you are receiving is represented in EWM as RO, receiving office. The shipping point from where you are shipping is represented as shipping office. In our case, both are same, so shipping supply chain unit will have both attributes, sales office and receiving office as well. Okay. Then your business partner also, you can recognize whether it's a plant or customer. Sorry, it's a customer or a vendor by understanding a field called as external ID. Okay. So external ID, if you see, it will tell you what it is. If it is 2, that means it's vendor. If it's 4, that means it's customer. Okay. So let me log into ECC and we'll shift at least plant shipping point, and I think I also have to create, and as part of prerequisite, we also have to create a customer and vendor. That means a plant as a customer and a plant as a vendor. If you see right at the start, we have a requirement where we have to create a plant, uh, customer as a plant, and vendor assigned to plant. Okay, so you have to create both this. This is for the purpose of as I told you, for some scenarios like STO, where your plant acts as customer and vendor. When it is supplying and receiving from other plants, it acts as vendor and customer. So your plant, why we need to also create plant as vendor or customer, because we create deliveries, right? So delivery always requires a customer or vendor, correct? So in some internal process, if you create delivery for some internal process which is not going out, which is stock which is not coming from some other vendor, if we create any other internal delivery, let's say movement from one store location to another, you know, so those deliveries, they are not ideally dealing with another external customer or else external vendors. So such delivery will have customer and vendor as plant. Okay. So it's very important to create plant as customer, plant as vendor. I mean, in MM, stock transfer process, you are expected to create the same plant as vendor, plant as customer, because in that case you are interacting with another plants. You are creating delivery for that plant, and so your plant becomes vendor, okay, and that plant becomes customer, and vice versa, right? The same way, first we'll create a plant, and then the vendor as plant and customer as plant, and then we'll try to shift it. Okay. So what you can see on the screen now, I'll just first, I mean, just log on to ECC, so you can see ECC easy access screen on your screen now. So first we, on the ECC side, we'll be creating a vendor. Okay, this vendor will be your representation of your plant. Okay, so our company code is 1000. Let me check what our purchase organization is. So as part of your as part of your cutover activities, you have to do this each time. Okay. So our plant is 8000. Okay. So let's try to create the our purchase organization is PID, yeah, account group, and